Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 3 of the Red-Eyed Gamers podcast, affectionately known around the world as the International Podcast because we have a German who's actually here tonight. Are you there, German?
Yes, I am.
He's here. All right. My name is WesmanY2K. You can call me Wes. You can find me on Xbox Live, on Steam, on PlayStation Network, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Jesus Christ, on Twitch, WesmanY2K, all of those. And, yeah.
That's you.
It's your cue.
That's you in the corner. Hi, everybody. Sasquatch Nugget here. Oh, man. What can I tell you? I am at Twitter. I'm at everything that Westman is, I believe. So you can find me at Sasquatch Nugget at all of those places. I try to keep it the same.
And the German.
Hey, I'm Pascal. You can find me on Twitter under the same P42C4L. It's also my Twitch name. And on Facebook, obviously under Red-Eyed Gamers.
Awesome. So I guess this is the point of the podcast in which we all go roundy table and talk about what we did this past week, what we played, what we watched, what we listened to, if you listen to anything new, what's going on in your lives that's exciting. And I guess since he's got some making up to do this time, we can go with Pascal. What's up, buddy?
Not much. Just have playing some Forza. That's pretty much it.
That's all you did all week,
huh?
Or it's
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, my connection is just bad right now. I don't know why.
Or it's what, 7? 18?
Oh yeah. No, Forza 7. And actually I finished Vampire. Which is a great game. But yeah, it's literally in like Forza 7. I actually enjoy it. I got it on sale. But other than that, I played Vampire, finished it, and yeah, Forza all the way.
You finished it? Well,
Yes.
hold on. You can't just say you fit. You got to talk about it, man. What do you got? No spoilers, though.
No, it was great. It actually picked up, and I actually got a good ending. Not the perfect ending, but I got the good ending. And there's like I think 3 or 4 endings, and but it was great. Like I liked it, and I hope they're gonna do a sequel or an expansion on it. I got my money's worth out of it, definitely. Something different. It's like in this fine line, like AAA and indie, I guess, like the AA, what they call it. But it was really fun. Like I can only recommend it. Like I mean, if you don't have like too high expectations, you think it's going to be the next, I don't know, Assassin's Creed 1 or 2, whatever. I mean, it's still pretty good. Like, I actually can only recommend it, and I rarely say that about games.
Is it more story than anything, or is there a lot of combat in that game? Because I heard that there was a lot of like Mass Effect type conversation.
There is a lot of conversations, like you kind of investigate, right? Like you figure out what people, how they relate to each other. You try to get secrets about them just to kind of see, if they're good or bad people, basically. And there's a lot of like Mass Effect dialogue in that matter, but it's not really like you say, something and it will turn the district off. It's actually what you do, like you kill them or you don't kill them. There's an asshole, for example, and I want to kill him so bad, but I never did because, it might piss off like 2 other community members who are like really good friends with him, and they say like, hey, he just changed during the war. But combat-wise, it's really fun too. It kind of reminds me of a mix between Dark Souls and Witcher, I guess. Like it can be, you have to kind of be strategic about what you do and use your abilities. But obviously, if you kill everybody, and I think mesmerizing is what it's called, if you kill them and get their blood and their power, XP points, basically, everything goes to shit, but you're going to be like, walking god. Like, you can just hack and slay. So I chose, like, the fine line in between, and which was actually pretty fun. Like you can choose your way of how to, like defeat the game or beat the game, basically.
Could choose what kind of vampire you want to be.
Yes, exactly.
I'm gonna eat everybody.
So you see, and there's no good in evil. Basically, there's no good in evil. It's basically the decisions you do affect the district, and all of that affects in the end the game. How people talk to you, how they respond to you, and how the game ends.
So then the way it ends has more to do with how individual people feel about you than like, oh, you got the good ending or the evil ending.
Yeah, no, it's more about your actions. Like, I have to like be careful about spoilers, but like certain actions and decisions you make that you think might be good turn a whole district out, and then, for example, London goes to crap, or like London goes to crap, or it's basically it's decisions and how many people are there that is like kind of, it's basically the narrative is like based on your decisions is how the game will end. Like, you kill a lot of people, you're gonna have a shit ending because everything goes to shit. So that's kind of how I can put it. You do a lot of good things, and it's going to be a lot more difficult. It's going to be a better ending.
Gotcha.
So it sounds like based around you. It's based around the civilization. Like,
right.
I mean,
yes.
I guess looking at it that
way.
It
is. There are 4 endings. I think at least 3 that I know of, but I heard there's a secret one. But there's a. They're obviously pre-written, like like good ending, bad ending, and perfect ending, I guess. And so basically they're pre-scripted in a way, but like the end cutscene, let me say, is kind of like there's only 3 or 4 end cutscenes, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Can you turn people into vampires?
I'm not saying how and what this effect, but yes.
Okay. All right. What else you play?
Well, like I said, Forza, and I think I wasn't there last podcast, but before that I played a lot of Jurassic World Evolution, and I'm in love with that game because I think it's great. Like, a lot of people think like it's a new Zoo Tycoon, and they never wanted to be that. They wanted to like kind of put the drama of the movies into the game, which is dinosaurs break out and, all this kind of crazy stuff that happens. And I think down the line, depending on what they do with it, and, it might be really good. But, I see why people maybe don't like it that much because they think it needs to have a lot more. But, I enjoyed my time with it, and I, can't wait to finish it, which I still have to do.
Zoo Tycoon sucked.
Yeah, but like a lot of people, kind of like those like tycoon, like roller coaster tycoon.
Right.
They want like this build your own park and put trash cans here, and and they don't do that there. You don't have to put trash cans
That's
out.
Exactly.
That's great. Because I hated this part.
That's exactly what I like about it. Is how's your connection to the Discord, Nugget? I'm kind of choppy.
You look choppy to me, but it's green.
Yeah, that's what I love about that game, actually, is the fact that it's like Roller Coaster Tycoon, except your attractions aren't rides, they're parks, or like exhibits that you create and shape however you like. And then there are the tours that you can set up with the gyrospheres or whatever, and your monorail. But you don't have to do the tedious shit like put an ATM every so often so that it covers all the guest needs, put bathrooms so people don't run around whining that they have to pee, or put trash cans down so your park doesn't get littered, or put benches down so your guests don't get tired. That kind of shit right there is what I hate about Roller Coaster Tycoon or Planet Coaster. That's what really, to me, made me really like Jurassic World Evolution, was that it had all the good things like that. I wish there was a little bit more creativity, like you could build your own buildings and stuff, but I'm willing to forego that just to not have to put benches and trash cans down and bathrooms.
Yeah, I watched Westman play it, and I wanted to get it, but after watching that, I didn't want to, because I feel like I see the same buildings. I mean, obviously, it's going to be different to where you put your electrical fences, but it's all going to end up being the same. You try to take up as much as the island you can to put in your bigger, better dinosaurs. And then I feel like, you go to, from what I heard, another island eventually. You unlock another island, so then you go do the same thing on that island. Then you unlock another island.
It's kind of different than that, though. I have to interrupt you there. It's like you get the sandbox mode where you can do what you want, but you obviously didn't have anything unlocked. And every island, like the second island is a little bit more difficult. The third island is going to be really difficult because you start in debt and you have to do what they have. The fourth island, you have limited space and a lot of weather chaos. And the fifth island, the last island, is where you get all those cool dinosaurs. I mean, the T-Rex you get pretty early on, but the cool ones, like that really rare ones, you get there. And this is going to be like the ultimate challenge. So the difficulty increases and it really becomes hey, do I gonna play like for a day or two in real life and do the easy route, or do I risk stuff with my money and stuff? So those buildings that you mentioned, they have only like the facilities have only a small aspect of the game. That's why they kind of look the same. What's really important is really the dinosaur management, and then with the weather gets worse. So that's what they wanted to do. They didn't want to make it like a new builder. They wanted to make it like how Genesis was. They wanted to make it as just a challenging thing with dinosaur management.
Gotcha.
Interesting. See, I didn't know that there was different challenges for different islands. So, So what happens if you can't get past an island? Do you start over to try to do it all over again, or do you just keep working at that island?
You can keep working on that island if you get 3 stars, which is pretty easy, and if you know how to kind of work your way around it, you unlock the next island. However, you get like when you get 5 stars on an island, you get like special stuff like a second research team. Basically what they do, the islands are only there in the end to get new dinosaurs and more rare variations of dinosaurs and new genes, I guess, for them to mutate them and get even more money.
And really so seems like you go through all these challenges and try to do the better you do at the challenges, on those first 4 islands, the more stuff you unlock, and all the stuff you unlock you can play with freely on the sandbox mode.
Yeah, and the sandbox mode, the island, Isla Nubla, I guess it's what it's called. It's giant. Like, it's a big island. You can do so much. You can literally could create, like the movie, like a big island. It's like the biggest island of all. So, which I think is pretty cool. And they're going to add more, like, facilities, like roads with cars and stuff. Like, they're going to add a lot more down the line for free. And so I think that's pretty cool. So, I don't know. I think I understand Nugget where he comes from, but if you're like really like a Jurassic Park fan and you play Genesis, I think this game is like dream come true, because dinosaurs, hello.
Yeah, I never played Genesis. All right, I saw you playing Sea of Thieves the other day too.
Oh yeah, I played with a buddy of mine a little bit, and just to check it out. And they have like a new thing, like thrones, where you catapult yourself towards the thrones, and they have like a new little quest line where you get like cosmetics and stuff. So I mean, I like it still. I mean, it is a sandbox, and yes, it has not a lot of content, but then it depends on what you expect, how you advertise. I think a lot of times when people, like even with No Man's Sky, sometimes there's lies in there, I get it, but in most time I think it's all the problem is of people hyping themselves too much over games and the advertisement of a game, because I actually enjoy Sea of Thieves. Now, I don't need to play it every day anymore, but from time to time it looks fun. It's fun when you play with friends. I mean, I had a really lot of fun playing with you guys. So, I mean, I don't know.
It's definitely funner with friends.
Oh yeah,
fun with friends is the best time, especially when alcohol's involved.
Oh my! What else is what else you got? What else?
Yeah, other than that, I was in the movies 2 weeks ago, watched Hereditary or something. I don't know how you even say that damn movie. It's like apparently the new Exorcist kind of movie. It's like super like high controversial, like, oh, it's going to be the new generation's Exorcist. And I totally say nope. Angry Joe, I think, did a review of that too, but because
I've never heard of it.
Review, but it's shit.
Suck. Well,
yeah,
never mind.
I do want to watch Jurassic World though. because I like dinosaurs.
I want to watch.
I bet they have a T-Rex scream in that movie.
I hope so.
I want to watch. Yeah, I've kind of. That's what the megalodon sounds like after somebody eats it. All right, Nugget, what you got? What you do this week?
Oh, well, mainly this week was more PUBG. I know you guys get tired of hearing about PUBG and me playing it, but we had the new map dropped this week. Sanhok, I guess is how you say it. I like to be redneck about it and say Sanhok.
What does Blitzkill say? Sanhok.
Yeah. So it's I liked the map in the very beginning. It had some struggles in the betas, but I enjoyed playing it. It felt good. You can always be guaranteed to get the new gun, QBZ, or a Vector, which is like everybody's combos pretty much. But the shooting in it felt good playing it this week in all of them. I've enjoyed their new little pass. There's like, I don't want to call it a season pass.
The Fortnite pass?
Yeah, the Fortnite pass.
Fortnite.
So $10, you get some challenges, and the thing that killed me the most about them, because I was on the fence of wanting to get it, and we go back to our last episode talking about gaming and illnesses and mental health. I literally decided I wasn't going to buy it. I was like, I can get these XP, I can get these challenges, the daily challenges done, and I can unlock stuff eventually as I level up. Well, as I completed some of the weekly challenges and some of the normal challenges, I went to claim them because they were highlighted green and they were pretty, and I wanted to click them because I knew they were there and I knew I completed that challenge and I could claim it, only to get the message, you have not purchased the season pass.
They fooked you there.
Yeah, you could claim the daily ones and you got your XP bonus, and but the XP bonus from the game is daily 80 points. So once you hit 80 XP bonus points for leveling up for that day, you're done. You don't get any more XP points.
Oh, that sucks. Is it hard to get that many?
No, I've got it, and I don't play very many games. I've been getting it daily, but it just goes along the lines of, you want to rank up and be a higher ranker than everybody else, you better buy our season pass. So there's a few things that come with the season pass. Actually, is there anything that comes with it other than I just get to claim my XP points?
You're allowed to unlock stuff.
Yeah, you permanently unlock stuff as you level up, but you also have stuff that's only there for like 30 days, 20 days. Like,
but that's the stuff that you get if you don't buy the season pass, right?
I don't know.
It's on the bottom row of, like, they have the top.
Yeah.
The bottom row is stuff you unlock without the season pass.
Gotcha, and it's there for however many days, and then it's gone.
So you don't even get to keep
some skins. I think like 3 or 4 skins, but then in the challenges themselves, like, that's your level set, like your level as you go up. In level, you could unlock something, or you unlock a XP boost or battle points or whatever. With the pass, as you unlock the challenges, you have a set of challenges, we'll say, that are linked to each other. So before you can see the next one, you have to do the first one. So like get a kill with a pistol, then you unlock that for some XP. Then the next one's get a kill with a submachine gun. You unlock that when you get the XP, but then the next one's like get a kill with a sniper rifle. You get a shirt now.
So it keeps you from from working on all that stuff at the same time, though.
Right.
Lame. They did that with Call of Duty. Remember when Call of Duty had the barracks, and you would go in, and they had all these challenges, and we would, like, you got to get a grenade kill, or we could work on all of them at once. And then I think a couple of years ago they changed it so you can only work on like 3 of them at once or something. And there was, if I remember correctly, there was a big outcry, and they ended up changing it so that you could work on all of them at once again. But
yeah,
I remember
it's literally like, for some things, like the normal one, there's no chain, there's no linked one. But like the week 1 challenge or something, I think they were chained. So you didn't get to see what the other 4 things for the week was until you completed the first one, and then you could see the next one.
And if you had actually done some of those things, it doesn't track your progress until you unlock it.
That I don't know.
Probably doesn't.
But I would assume so, because I feel like I had killed some people with a submachine gun, and that was the one that unlocked after the first.
I feel like that's a way to just keep you playing the game longer. Because if you could
Is
unlock,
that the end goal in all games?
I guess this whole games as a service thing, man. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. You won't like me when I'm hungry.
Other than that, did I play any? I played. Oh God, what was the name of it? Golf with Your Friends, I think, or what is the name of it? Let me. Yes, Golf with Your Friends. I played Golf with Your Friends. If you want another good time like Sea of Thieves, I recommend this little game. I don't know if it's on sale right now on the Steam sale.
How much did you pay for it?
I was gifted it by Blitzkill. Again, thank you, Blitzkill, for gifting me that game. I enjoyed the living shit out of it, even though I never played it before. So everybody else that I played with had happened to play it, so they knew the courses, they knew the little trick shots to get them here or there, because it's putt-putt. It's not like golf. It's putt-putt. But it gets even funner because you can take things like you can change the ball to random, and it'll make it like random. It's called random shapes. So then you might get a square ball. So no matter how hard you hit it, it's going to topple and go like different ways. So that gets a good laugh. And again, if you're, Sea of Thieves and you're drinking as you're playing this Golf with Friends, it just becomes a blast.
Did you guys end up doing the drunk? Last night it was a plan. I didn't see. I
wasn't part of that plan because I didn't know if I would be able to, but I ended up partaking very quickly. So it became it was very, 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 very much fun. We switched the game mode to hockey. So then at the end, like you would have to get through the course with a hockey puck, and the hole would be a hockey net with a little like character moving back and forth, which I know you can't see my hands. We made this mistake last week as I moved back and forth. But just picture a goalie like moving left to right, trying to keep you from shooting it in his pie hole and making a goal, so you could get blocked from getting your score and make your strokes go higher and higher.
Kimbe Mutombo pops up and swats your puck.
Yeah, pretty much. So I enjoyed that mode. We played the basketball mode.
Remix.
So we played the basketball mode, and you have to make a basket. You can hit your left mouse click, and it'll make the golf ball bounce in the air. So you have to time like how close it gets to the goal before you bounce it to shoot it in the basket. I think the course was like a 40 par course, and I finished at 115 or 120. So I lost very badly in the basketball one. But that is all that I played this week. I don't think I played anything else. I'm tempted because of the sale to get Conan, because I like survival and I like building, and it sounds fun. I've seen some streamers playing it about a week or two ago. So we'll see if that's on the agenda for next week, if it's been played.
Conan.
Don't be mad that we don't play Minecraft anymore. Or 7 Days to Die.
I don't play Minecraft. Or 7 Days to Die anymore. Play anything with me. Alright, what else you got?
That's it.
No
That's
movies?
all I played.
No shows? I know you've been watching some shows.
I did. I have put in some hours. I'm on season 5 of the Netflix original Longmire. Very, very well done series. If you can get past that somebody's going to die every episode, and you got to figure out why they did it. But they also string along a whole nother series of stuff that's going on of like how, well, I don't want to spoil anything. So anyways, there's some people that are connected in ways you would never believe, and some crazy stuff happens. So if you're looking for a little Western, I'm the sheriff, I carry around my 30 Henry to shoot people with, I think you would enjoy this one.
Gotcha.
That's all. We didn't watch any movies this week. No movies this week. Just the Longmire, and that's after hours.
After hours. All right. Well, I guess it's my turn then. See, I think last week I already said I finished up Assassin's Creed 3. If I didn't, then I finally did. Put that one to bed. Started up Assassin's Creed Rogue, mostly for streaming purposes. I'd never played that one before. It came out. It was kind of a weird one. It came out the same day that Assassin's Creed Unity did, except Unity was next gen, and this was Xbox 360 and PS3 and PC, I guess. So it's a lot like Black Flag, except that it's quite a few years before Black Flag, and it's set in the Northern Atlantic, New York area, Canada, that type area, and it deals with a lot of the same characters that were in Assassin's Creed 3, which is what makes it interesting to me. It took a while, honestly, for that game to grip me, but it finally got a hold of me a couple nights ago, so I'm enjoying the crap out of it now. I can't say that I would recommend playing it yet, unless you really were a fan of Assassin's Creed 3. I don't feel like the story is as good. I don't feel like the mechanics are as good. It feels a little sloppy. You could tell that their attention was someplace else. But it's still good fun. Yeah. Played a little bit of Forza 7.
You enjoyed that, I saw.
Yeah. Let me just say that when it comes to Forza Motorsports titles, I become accustomed to a lot of things. And most of that is that was like the biggest game ever, where you could take a car that you would see driving down the street on any normal day and customize it, upgrade it, paint it, whatever you want to do. If you wanted to buy the car that you own, there was a good chance that that car is in there. And then they go up, you know, and they've got tons of like higher end cars, and then race cars and supercars and, you know, Maseratis and Lamborghinis and stuff like that. But to me, the big draw was always the regular cars, your Mustangs, your Volkswagen Jettas, you know, your regular old Camaros, not the super, you know, high class, high performance racing machines. And in this one, what I noticed was there seems to be a lot of cars that they got tons of supercars and F1, Formula E, Grand Touring cars, just crazy ass high performance vehicles that you would never imagine driving. And then they've got some regular cars, and then they got like Winnebagos and garbage trucks. I up one of those when I was a kid. No, not garbage trucks, but big fat Jeeps, Humvees, big rigs, hippie vans, cargo vans, Bigfoot trucks, like off-road type jumping trucks, which is cool for Forza Horizon. The fuck you gonna do with it here? You can't. Don't get me started. But then I went and looked at some of the more popular American or even Japanese manufacturers. Chevrolet. My car was in, the car that I own is a 2014 Chevy Impala, and it was actually in, it wasn't the Impala, it was called something else, but it was the same body, was in Forza Motorsport 6. I bought it, I painted it like my car, I souped it up a little bit, I took pictures of it in the game and everything, and it was like my background on my Xbox for the longest time. I went there to see if it was there, and it wasn't, and I was a little disappointed, but not that big a deal. But what I noticed was Chevy was almost all race cars, Camaros, and Corvettes, which is okay. There weren't really any regular cars unless they were like from the 1960s. Then I went to Toyota, and what really pissed me off was, you know, Toyota had tons of cars in the 80s and 90s, smaller cars, Celicas, Supras, that you could, you know, get and soup up, tune street races and shit like that. And they were very popular. Toyota had 7 cars in this game. And that's a low amount for a major manufacturer like that. 3 of them were NASCAR cars, which is basically all the same car with a different paint job. And then 2 of them were trucks, because I really want to race in a Toyota 4Runner or whatever. And one of them was like a super duper race car. No regular cars from Toyota. I just found that to be weird. I think that the racing felt good. They've improved their tire model, which I think is really important. I enjoyed that. The graphics look great. But the really bizarre car collection and the fact that you still cannot create a custom online lobby unless it's a private match ruined the game for me, because there's no way to play against other people in multiplayer unless it's just the few of your friends that would want to do that with, say, all damage on, simulation, wear to your tires and gas and stuff like that. Just, you can't do it. The multiplayer hoppers suck in that game, and I thought that it would be fixed, but it's not, so not happy.
Sounds like they're going down the same course as Madden.
What is that supposed to mean? You gotta back it up. Just
keep people buying your game by giving them the slightest change. This year you hold Y instead of press X, and it floats the pass instead of bullet pass.
But you know what? At least you know who's going to be in the game.
Yeah, you might get your Toyotas in there. About $50 for a pack here in about another month or two. Well, it'll be the 1-year release pack, Toyota pack. Come get it.
Hey, I'm just saying, all the draft picks will be in the game. You don't have to guess. So played that. What else did I play? I played something else. I know I did. Yeah, I didn't.
No, I think you did. I don't remember what it was. It was like
Oh, Fortnite. I played a little Fortnite. Yeah, actually, I have a Fortnite story for you. So I was down sleeping on the couch Sunday. Well, wife was playing Fortnite. I was chilling on the couch. I fell asleep. And I woke up to her screaming, I won! And I'm like, what's going on? She's standing in the middle of the floor, jumping up and down, screaming, I won! I look at the TV. There it is, Victory Royale in solos. I'm like, how in the hell? My wife won a Fortnite solos out of 100 people. I haven't even done that yet. So she was quite happy. That was pretty awesome.
She's putting in that Fortnite
and it was legit.
Work,
it was legit. She is. She loves it. So I'm all about that.
Work in. You want those results.
It's only taken me like 10 years to get her to play a video game. So picked one she likes, I guess. But
nice.
Yeah, I think that's about it. I can't think of anything else I played or streamed. So that would be that. I did watch a movie or two. Me and my kid are catching up on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so we watched Captain America Winter Soldier and watched about half of Guardians of the Galaxy tonight.
Great movie.
Yes, it's very much fun. Older, but funner, you know. And then
I just like the music selection for it.
Oh, God, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
And did I talk about The Ritual last week?
No.
Oh, God. It must have been Friday night. Yeah, I guess it was Friday. Erica, my wife, and I watched a Netflix original movie called The Ritual, horror movie. That movie is scary as shit, and I don't ever want to go camping again. So definitely a good movie. It's about 4 guys that go on a nice long hiking trip in Sweden, and yeah, they get a little turned around, they get a little lost. One guy twisted his knee, and so it slowed him down quite a bit. They get caught in a rainstorm, and so they go off course trying to save a little time, come across this cabin. Just don't go in the cabin, guys.
So on a scale of Blair Witch to Friday the 13th, where would this rate at? Obviously, Blair Witch being the worst horror movie ever made.
Well, it's not like a hacker slasher like Friday the 13th, so it's actually more like Blair Witch, I would say, without the crazy annoying camera. But it was scary, very atmospheric. Good movie. I'd definitely 2 thumbs up it. I would watch it again. I would suggest other people watch it. Why are my dogs whining?
They want to be on the show.
I guess. But that's it for me. So I guess Pascal, you got some news?
I do. What you want to start with? Most controversial?
Sure, lay it out there.
So there was an article about EA and DICE with women in Battlefield 5. A lot of people were claiming, oh, this is historically not accurate, it's about political correctness now, and this is bullshit, and blah, blah, blah. Well, EA basically backlashed and said we're not going to stop doing what we're doing. One of the developers even said there are more women in the World War II that we actually know about, and they were tough as hell, tougher than most men crying about this. Literally.
Tanya from Command and Conquer, right? Red Alert.
and then also one of the developers stated that my 13-year-old daughter asked me too, like, why people have such a problem with it. She can play a female character in Fortnite, so why can't she play one in Battlefield multiplayer? And my personal opinion on that is like, I do agree. I honestly don't care. And what people forget is it's a game, and DICE said they don't try to make a 100% accurate replay of a World War theater while still being respectful to what it is, but it's about the fun. They did this with Battlefield 1 too. So I honestly have no problem with it, and just a lot of people were mad that there's women in there, but I looked it up. There were several women, especially in the Russian front. There were a lot of women on the front. So yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I am.
We all know women can't. I'm just kidding. No, here's the thing. Like, there's a fine line between historical accuracy and fun.
Go to a fucking museum.
Yeah, true. And my thing is, and I didn't used to feel this way, but if I had a little girl, and like I used to play out in the backyard Star Wars with one of my cousins, and I was always Luke Skywalker and she was always Princess Leia, and she thought it was so cool to be Princess Leia because she was a badass, and so if little girls playing video games feel empowered because they can be a female in Battlefield, the hell's wrong with it? But I don't know how historically accurate it is. Obviously, I haven't done the research like you, but
like I said, I mean, they were there, and even the prosthetic arm that we saw in the trailer, even that was part of some what you call it, like amputation. I don't know. Like they literally had prosthetic arms like that. Now, obviously, maybe not exactly as looking, but DICE usually does their research on stuff. If they put something like this in it, it had to happen like maybe just 1 in a million, but it was there. And
part of the problem is maybe there weren't that many on the American side, and those are probably all the people that are bitching.
Yes, and honestly,
like they were the only ones in the war.
It's a game. They already said they have the war stories again, like the single player campaign, which will be, I guess, more accurate. So I honestly don't understand. We all seen everything is the same, like with World War II, we all know how it ended, what happened. So, if you make a video game, it's about fun. And like Nugget said, if you want 100% accurate, go to a freaking museum.
Go to a museum.
Watch documentaries. I mean, this is about fun and game. And I had a lot of fun with Battlefield 1. So, I trust DICE with that one. So, and honestly, it's not going to make a difference if you get killed by a female soldier in multiplayer or a male soldier.
No, you're going to be pissed either way.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I'm just glad, all those guys that died back then and women, they respawned later. I'm pissed off about that.
Exactly. Good point. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking, you want to bitch about a game, why don't you just go and let's just make it, let's see how many people will play the story mode when once your character dies. You start all over again, no matter where you're at.
Exactly.
And we'll see how many. Then I bet there'd be more people crying about that than there would be this.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
I saw a meme the other day.
It's a game.
I saw a meme the other day. It had this old man on it, and it said, "In my days, you didn't respawn when you died." And I remember playing the original Rainbow Six games on PC, and that shit, man, when you died, you fucking died. You either waited until the end of the match or you had to start over. the way it was.
Yeah. Look at it. Look at NES. How many times did you not take that game out of the console because you didn't want to lose where you were?
Oh,
like
God.
it just remember
man.
you had like if you went on a trip, you literally had to leave the game in the console because if you took it out, it was gone. All your progress.
In my days, they didn't have autosave.
Yeah. There was no back button, so you didn't turn into a vampire, walk outside in daylight, and die in the middle of the save over and over and over and over again.
Oh,
Dude,
Nugget.
I remember. I played GTA London, like that was from on top, right? I played that game, and I played it on PlayStation 1, and I didn't have a memory card. And I had my console running for like 2 weeks straight because I couldn't save.
Oh, wow.
So finally I ended up getting a memory card, but then I had a power outage. So, but karma, I guess. But hey, I beat it. So, but yeah, I couldn't stop. So I don't know. I agree with Nugget 100%.
Yeah, I'm not going to play Battlefield for the historical accuracy. I just want to shoot people.
I just want to learn about the war.
Yeah. War Simulator 2018.
What else you got, Pascal?
We gonna go to Razer and Microsoft.
So kind of excited about this.
So apparently, it's pretty much confirmed at this point that Razer and Microsoft are working on a mouse and keyboard combination for Xbox One. However, a lot of people are afraid that it's going to be like, oh man, I'm going to play against mouse and keyboard people and shooters. This is not going to be the case. So game balance and multiplayer. So I'm just going to read from Windows Central. Multiplayer balance.
Hold on, wait. What was that last part? Game what?
Game balance and multiplayer.
Game balance and multiplayer, because I don't mean to interrupt you, Pascal, but before you go, I ran into a situation last night playing PUBG where we were being attacked. Me and another guy, Yankees, had to run away because we was getting shot in the back. And the controls, and I never believed it, that it would be different, but he plays on PC with a controller.
Yep.
And he couldn't get in this door because I'm assuming he had to hold down a button to open it, so we're both getting shot. And I screamed out, "Get off your controller! Let me in the door!" But anyways, I want to see what they have to say about how I believe there needs to be a balance if they're going to do it, and I want to see. I broke Pascal.
Yay, PUBG. So game balance and multiplayer. So what they say is how it's going to be. Multiplayer balance is completely up to the title. So basically up to the developer. Presence of keyboard and mouse can be curated. So basically you can have it like a special queue, keyboard and mouse versus gamepad users should be monitored throughout gameplay. Highly suggested that usage of mouse keyboard be used as part of the matchmaking rules. So basically what they're going to do is that it's going to be a matchmaking system that detects if you have a Microsoft keyboard. All the XIM 4s, if you use them, Microsoft enforces it now as cheating. So they want you not to use those keyboard adapters that people use nowadays on console. They will actually go after that now, not only to sell their Razer products, I guess, but also to ensure that it's going to be balanced, like that you as a controller user don't play in a shooter against a keyboard versus mouse player. So there's actually going to be matchmaking rules. So what I assume it's going to be like, say, Battlefield, you have like a check mark, enable mouse and keyboard. So you're going to be queued with mouse and keyboard players if you want to, but you can also make it like that you don't play against those. And what I think really is good about it, because I consider cheating, that if you play a multiplayer shooter, you play on console with the XIM 4, which is basically a device, like an adapter that adapts mouse and keyboard for console. It basically fakes to be a controller for the console, but you play with mouse and keyboard. You have aim assist, and you have way better handling. And I've seen people do it in Battlefield, and they went like 90-2. They died twice because they had headshots all over the board, and they were wrecking people with their maneuverability and aim. So I think it's great that they go after those people now, because I guess, for PC players it's great, but I think they should not be playing against controller people, because that's just an unfair advantage.
Definitely. So and controller people know.
Oh, yeah.
PC people know, because I played Rainbow Six on the PC, and I used the controller the first couple of rounds playing it, and some dude that was on my team that didn't even know me was like, "Hey, Nugget, you would have won that battle had you been using a mouse and keyboard."
Oh yeah, it's just movement, sometimes jumping and aiming. It's like stuff like that. So I think it's great, and I'm excited. Because for simulation games, it's gonna be awesome. And you know what? If you have games like PUBG or even Fortnite, and you want to play, with PC players, and you queue up for mouse and keyboard only architecture of Xbox and want to have the PC controls, I think it's awesome. And Razer is not really that overpriced.
I think it'll be a good thing.
Yeah. Oh, and another cool feature though, on the mouse and keyboard, apparently they want to implement it that if your health is low, the keyboard is going to turn red. Like you're going to have visual feedbacks. Like if your health is awesome, it's going to be green. Yellow is like you're getting close to die, and red is like, hey, you have almost zero health. So
unnecessary.
Yeah, that's a.
I know, but it's a little gimmick. So
yeah.
So is Razer going to be making like the official Microsoft Xbox One keyboard and mouse combo?
Yes.
So that's the only one going to be available, or?
So I think at this point, for all that is known, yes. Like they go after those adapters that emulate a keyboard as a controller, so they're gonna ban those. Like you can actually get banned for that now. So I think it's good.
Wow.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
How much is that going to cost?
They don't know yet. But again, I had plenty of Razer products, and they all range like a keyboard. They range from like 10 to 50 to 100. It just depends on what you want. But if it's just like a simple keyboard, I can think that you can get it for like $80 altogether, and which I think is not a bad deal for a decent mouse and a keyboard. I don't think they're gonna make it like $100 or $140. To be honest, I don't think so.
I hope not, because nobody will buy it.
Right.
You can get a fucking wireless keyboard for $5. Look in the right place. So.
Yeah, but will it tell your health's low by lighting up? No, it
exactly.
Won't.
Unnecessary.
Hey, it's just lights go out. You got to buy another one.
Yeah. All right, what else you got, Pascal?
Just deciding. Just Cause 4, maybe something more stuff. So I don't know if you ever played a Just Cause, but the engine was pretty funky, I guess. Like especially with the third one, it was fun, chaotic, and you could do a lot of stuff. It's an open world action game, but it had a lot of issues, like frame rate wise. Well, not anymore, because they update the engine to their Apex engine. So basically what they have, you have a giant island, like almost a continent with different zones, climates. Like you have, kind of like the Antarctica, you have like, or Alaska, you have like a snow place, you have a desert, you have a tropical area, and like a mountain kind of area. So with that being said, they have now new physics in that engine and new environmental stuff. Like you have blizzards, you have sandstorms, and you have tornadoes. And
how does that make the frame rate better?
Since they worked on a different engine specifically for this, for the physics stuff, for how many explosions there can be, and the people that played this or tested it, actually, I hate to do this, but people at IGN played it, and the improvements were dramatically compared to a PC version, and then from Just Cause 3 that they tried, and this one, like the engine is it's the engine. They have just a complete new engine, so it sounds like, oh, how is it gonna make the engine is just more powerful. They can have more stuff like this. To cut it short, they have a more powerful engine that is more focused on the physics aspect. So basically, and a lot of people are like, hey, what is with the console version of the last game? So what they said was one of the motivating factors was to have solid frame rates on the console versions. So I guess we wait and see, but I liked Just Cause because it's just so much fun. You have like this giant islands and you can do whatever you want. You know, you also apparently have now mods on your grappling hook and stuff. I mean, I don't know. It's just a big open sandbox game and I like it.
A mod on your grappling hook?
Yeah, they have like some mods like you can
Like
have
Go Gadget jetpack on my grappling hook?
Go Gadget marshmallow roaster.
It's basically when there's a retractor thing on your grappling hook where you can connect two things. So now there you can have like a pulse mod for it, which is it basically adds electricity through that. You know, you can have like a rocket mod where when you grapple a person and you can swing them with a rocket basically through the air, and it's just, you know, a lot of gimmicky stuff. That's what they meant with mods, like different upgrades for your grappling hook. You might say like fire, electricity.
I played the first one of those games, and it was fun. I really liked it. I played very little of the second one, I think. I didn't play any of the third. I don't think anybody cares about Just Cause anymore. I mean,
it's a niche game, but you know, a lot of people like I liked it. I mean, I love it.
I think it's great because it's a lot of aerial. There's helicopters. You're grappling. You fly all over the damn place. You can blow tons of shit up. It was great fun. I'm not sure why I didn't play any more of it. I really didn't have complaints. I just kind of felt like it was the same old, same old.
And could I add a mod to the electricity one where it hit somebody and go giggity giggity giggity?
I don't know. You have to ask the developers, but that's why I'm excited about the fourth one though, because they changed the engine, they changed a lot up, dynamic weather events, all this kind of stuff, which is new. So, you know, and it's not like scripted weather events. So I don't know. I mean, it looked good in the trailer, and from people who play tested it, like, or played it a little bit early, they were all like really happy about it as a sandbox game. So, and that's all, you know, what it is. So I don't know.
See, I'm not sure. Go ahead.
Oh, I just want to say I'm kind of excited about it. So
I don't know that. Like, it may be impressive that there's, you know, unpredictable weather or unscripted weather, but I'm not sure that whether the weather or not is scripted or unscripted in a game like that really makes a difference. I mean, because like there are some games that you'll play that have weather effects, and say like in Assassin's Creed, I'm sailing my damn boat and it's snowing so bad I can barely see. Then I get to a cutscene and guess what? Not snowing. Even though
sunny and 75.
So I don't know, you know, what the weather effects are going to matter in that game, but whether they're scripted or not, I don't see the significance of that really. It sounds like they're making a lot of hoopla about this engine, but does it really, some of the stuff they're saying, does it really matter? Use some of that cloud technology like Microsoft so you can have more explosions in a game that'll never come out.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Crackdown got a hard date finally, so February. Same day that Anthem comes out, which is a mistake. But
right.
All right, what else you got?
Then there's Remedy, developers of, for example, Alan Wake. They were hinting that they listened to the fans, and they literally said that they love Alan Wake, and they didn't confirm, but also never denied it, that they someday, I guess, that they can house Alan Wake 2, but not today, quote end. So they all want it to happen, but obviously it's all, you know, whatever they want to do, I guess, or what their, you know, what their decisions are from the head honcho there in the development team. But they also did the Quantum Break, and I think they want to do more of that. But I would love
another fucking Alan Wake.
I like that game.
What? Alan Wake? I know.
Quantum Break.
Quantum Break. What a joke.
Did you finish it?
No.
Good story.
I didn't go there for the story.
Oh, I did. Sounds to me like Remedy is saying we would love to make that game, but we don't have the money, so we're gonna make whatever the publishers that we work with tell us to.
They could make money if they made Alan Wake 2.
You would think. I don't think the first one sold that well. It was a great game.
Yeah, it definitely was.
I'd buy a second
never
one.
Played this and you actually listen to this, you should play it. I would put that on my top 10 of games that I enjoyed, like Flaming Eye of Mordor. And it was just enjoyable. It was really enjoyable.
It was a good game. Oh, show. All right, Pascal, what do you think? You ever going to see Alan Wake 2?
Probably someday, but I think it always depends on the demand. And, you know, if just like a small group says like, yeah, we want another one, it's all about money, I guess. And it was like not a niche title per se, but it kind of was. I mean, it doesn't have the same exposure as a Destiny or Mass Effect or whatever, you know. But I think from gameplay wise and the storytelling, I think even nowadays it's so good. Like, it would be stupid not to bring out an Alan Wake 2. It would be really stupid. So yes, they should, and I think we will see it.
Gotcha.
Like maybe in 2 years, but not next year.
I'm calling never.
Nah, I think that
Not
will
gonna happen.
It's been, what, 10 years since the last one? I'm going to go with never.
I think, I mean, I'm not saying that it comes out in 2 years. I'm thinking, you know, I mean, look, Kingdom Hearts. When was the last, like, when was Kingdom Hearts 2? It came 13 years ago out, and now it's coming finally. I think it's 12 or 13 years.
But they've added so many, like, little DS versions of Kingdom Hearts. There's always been something coming out for Kingdom Hearts.
Right, but they did the same with Final Fantasy, and they did the same with Alan Wake. There were, I think, 1 or 2 little, like, I think there was an Alan's Nightmare or something, like
weird
a
arcade
game.
Yeah.
And, you know, Quantum Break was kind of like this supposedly new Alan Wake kind of game, which kind of was, but not. So, I don't know. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised, and maybe not next year, but, you know, in like 2 years or something, it could be like, hey, you know, we are working at Alan Wake 2 right now. So
right, it would be nice. I'll go back on what I said with when I said that Quantum Break was good and I liked it. It's still it couldn't hold Alan Wake's nuts. Alan Wake is a much better game than Quantum Break. So anyway, what else you got, Pascal?
I think this one is pretty big too. Minecraft adds crossplay for Xbox One and Nintendo Switch. Why only 2? Because Sony doesn't like crossplay. They had like a whole trailer where you see like a girl, I think, with a guy or something playing, like, you know, one is on the Switch, one is on the Xbox One. They play together Minecraft, which I think is awesome. Then they did kind of like a little nitpicking at Sony with sort of like they had in one corner, like the screen was kind of like divided, and on the left it was all green, it says survive, and on the right was all red and it says together, and with Nintendo Switch logo. So kind of like, you know, there was like a whole thing about, I don't know if you guys heard it, but Sony did something really douchey with crossplay. They are so against it. I'm so afraid of losing sales, maybe, I don't know. But they literally, when you had a Fortnite account and you played it on PlayStation, and then you had it used on PlayStation, it would lock it to the one platform if the account had ever been used on PlayStation 4. So if you had a account that you used like on Xbox or something and then used it on PlayStation, it locked that Fortnite account to the PlayStation, so you couldn't play it on Xbox anymore, which is really douche move.
I'm gonna stop you right there, though.
Why can't we?
I'm gonna stop you right there. I saw people bitching about that. It's no different than PC and Xbox. I've got a PC account for Fortnite. I am unable to physically, because of the constraints that Epic has put on the game, I cannot link my Xbox Live account to my PC account. So I can change it to basically all the all the Twitch Prime stuff that you get all that loot goes onto my PC account. Well, I bought the season passes on my Xbox account. I can bring that stuff over and link my Xbox account. I can change it so that my Xbox account is, or my PC, the PC account is the same as the one on my Xbox account, but I lose the season pass and all that. So it's kind of ridiculous.
For me though, it's different. Like everything that I unlock on the Xbox version, I don't play that much, but what I unlocked there was also available with my Epic account on my smartphone, for example. So I don't know how it is with PC, but I know you can also play against PC players. So while Sony doesn't allow any of that,
right?
Like literally nothing. So I don't know. Maybe you know better because you played it. But all I can speak for myself is that I used the same stuff that I had on Xbox. I used it on the just a few cosmetic items like a backpack or something, and the same account I used it on the smartphone app.
Well, it's not just Fortnite. Sony is balking across the board at this crossplay stuff. They're the ones that brought it up a couple years ago, I think, saying that they would be willing to do it. And then Microsoft started going, okay, well, let's do it. And ever since then, it's been Microsoft and PC being able to do it. Now it's Microsoft and Nintendo being able to do it. Where is Sony at?
And that's weird because I remember Rocket League. I remember Sony was one of the first one to do it, like on console, like, with mainstream kind of game, like Rocket League when it was big. They enabled the options to play against PC players.
But not Xbox.
But not Xbox, yeah. And it was funny because I think a few months ago you could play Fortnite with Xbox players on PlayStation, vice versa. And then it got kind of public, and then they shut that down completely.
You know what's really funny to me? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but what's really funny to me is that Sony would let you play Rocket League on the PlayStation against people on PC, but not Microsoft Xbox. Who do you think's got the bigger install base from Microsoft? Xbox? People that own Xboxes? More people own Xbox than PCs? Because it's all Windows, and that's Microsoft. There's a lot more people with PCs and Windows than there are with Xboxes. It's kind of pointless.
I don't think it would hurt them at all. My look at it, if I look from what I like, okay, so I got a PC now, but also just got a PlayStation. I want the PlayStation for its exclusives. I like Xbox for their exclusives, and I like going to PC for the graphics and the different stuff that you can do, like mods and everything. But that would be who was going to take from anybody. If anybody did anything, would be PC. But if I could play with my friends who are only exclusive PlayStation people, you have your Ford guys and girls, you have your Chevy guys and girls, you have your Toyota guys and girls who would never ever buy anything because their daddy's always had one, and that's the way it is, and it's the best vehicle ever made. It's the same thing. Your PlayStation lovers are going to be your PlayStation lovers. Your Xbox lovers are going to be your Xbox lovers. Your PC people are going to be your PC people. You're not going to steal anything away from one another, I don't think, at all.
Right.
And I think you're doing yourself a disservice, because if I'm not going to play a certain game because I can't play with somebody else, I'm not going to get it.
And you definitely ain't gonna have very many Chevy guys and Ford guys on Forza 7. Damn.
That's right.
No fucking cars to drive. Anyway,
AJ says he thought Fortnite was cross-platform.
It is, sort of. Consoles can play with PC, but consoles can't play against each other.
Gotcha. Well, it's just like I don't know if it was done on purpose. I feel though that it was. Even before talking about this now, I always laughed about it. When I had my PS3 and I had my Xbox, if I had my Xbox on and I turned my PS3 on, my Xbox would then be like shut off from the internet. And I don't know if that was like an internet issue, but it just cracked me up because I felt like it was PlayStation going, shit on you, Xbox. You're not going to play us at the same time.
That was your low-level networking skills.
Man, you shut your mouth.
Shit. All right, what else you got, Pasky?
I think the last one I'm just gonna do Assassin's Creed. So
what?
just a little thing that I didn't know with Assassin's Creed was, for example, I don't know if you guys were aware, but the Odyssey, the game that comes out now, it was in development 3 years ago. Actually, they did like GameSpot did a developer interview with one of the developers, and he said that he got with the Origins teams 3 years ago and wanted to see where the story should go and stuff. So that's kind of why it, I guess, looks similar. And they decided they wanted to do this RPG element and continue on that, since they like games like Elder Scrolls, they love games like The Witcher. For me, what was just surprising is I always forget how big this damn studio is, the developer, like the Ubisoft, like how big, how many teams.
Many studios.
So I think it's great. You know, and yeah, they were talking about, you know, basically just their inspiration, and it was a lot of Witcher, it was a lot of like Elder Scrolls. So they have now choices in the game that will affect the game, but not mainly affect the game. Like there were some choices that matter, that's a little bit. There's some choices that matter for only a specific area of the game, but they will not kind of like, they're not going to make it like, oh, you make this one big decision and you messed it up and now you can't do this anymore in the access this area. They're not going to do that. So they just, they want to have a little bit more decisions, and they have a dialogue system now. Where you have different choices of, you know, when you interact with people, like you can actually talk with people instead of just listen to pre-rendered stuff, which is kind of cool. Might be annoying, who knows? But Origins had a lot of good side quest content, and they put a lot of focus on that too. So I think it might be pretty fun.
Yeah, I could enjoy it. I think I already get lost in these type of games. If it got any bigger, good God, you guys would never get me back to the main story mode. I would be out in the wilderness, running around, chasing mushrooms.
Chasing mushrooms. I see. I can't deal with all the collectibles. That's my biggest thing with the Ubisoft games is collectibles. Go get the whiskey bottles. Go get the feathers. Go get the almanac pages, go get the peg leg things, go get the little animus crystals, don't forget all your treasure chests. Jesus Christ, what does that have to do with the fucking story?
That fell out of her hat 2 years ago.
Yes, what does it have to do with the story? Nothing. It just keeps you running around the goddamn map and gives you a pair of clothes after you spend 2 weeks looking for one of the things.
You see, I like the Mafia 2 collectibles because they're Playboy magazines.
True. At least you get to see some titties or something, right?
Nice.
All right. No, that's good. I'm cautiously optimistic for that game. I loved Origins. It kind of took me a while because I was really afraid. Assassin's Creed's one of my favorite series, and I was kind of afraid that they were going to majorly screw it up. I think Origins was a hit. I think I still don't like the combat that much. I mean, it's better. I miss being able to I miss the old Assassin's Creed combat, but I don't dislike the new Assassin's Creed combat. I think
I like the new one over the old one, but I also felt like they needed to work it out before they implemented it. It had some
yeah. I think they need to strike a balance. This is, to me, it's way too Dark Souls-y or Witchery. Yeah. And I'd like to see more of a balance. Like if you're fighting somebody that's much lower level than you, it should be kind of like the old Assassin's Creed where you pull off some crazy ass combos and whoop that ass.
I actually want to use a shield this time, not just have it as an accessory.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I used the shit out of a shield, but yeah, I'm excited for Odyssey. I still wish that they would go back to, I don't want this yearly release from them. I really don't. So, and it's not because I don't want to play the games, but I feel like after a while, people got really sick of Assassin's Creed. And after a while, the stories really started lacking. I would like to see them pump out quality games, but I want to see them spend more time on finishing the story that they started and really threw away after AC3. And that, to me, that feels like a promise that was taken away and never delivered upon by Ubisoft. I want to know what happened, and I really feel gypped by the way that they kind of skipped out on it and decided to tell the story after the fact. But that's just me.
Interesting.
How about you, Pascal? Is that it?
Yeah, the other ones that I don't know. That's just just short news, really quick, I guess. Kingdom Come Deliverance. If you guys played it or want to play it, they have a new add-on coming out. I think it was Action, something like that. It basically introduces a new system where you can build your own village, manage it, make decisions, kill people, don't kill people, stuff like that. And you have like a whole quest line with that. You can upgrade blacksmith, all this fun stuff that a knight would do, I guess. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of cool. And I think it's gonna come out this week or next week. They didn't even say that in that article. So, but yeah, that's the new DLC that's coming out for that game. Not free though. So,
there was one more that you sent that I actually think is worth mentioning. I don't remember the name of it, but there is a new game that's set in the Life is Strange universe.
Oh yes, I totally forgot about that.
That's free. Oh, I loved it. Life is Strange was great. Go for it, Pascal. I don't know. You got the headline.
It's the Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit. It's a free, I think, mini episode or mini game, I guess, that kind of fills the gap between Life is Strange 1 and 2. And you can check it out on Twitter, you can check it out on YouTube. Like it's basically you are a little boy and you kind of fight like, I don't know, it's kind of like a childhood thing, like you make like a monster out of a snowman. And it basically, what the purpose of this is, I think it's more like not a demo but a kind of like an advertisement thing, like here's what's going to happen, like kind of fill in the gaps and make people excited for Life is Strange 2. And it's for free. You can download it on Xbox, PS4, PC maybe.
Is it episodic or is it just one episode?
It's one. It's like a mini episode, but it's for free. Hey,
that sucks. I talked about it. I remember seeing it at E3, and I thought it was going to be some full-fledged multi-episodic thing for free. Which I'm not complaining.
It's a standalone episode, so it doesn't spoiler too much of what's going to happen in Life is Strange. But there's a lot of like Easter eggs for the first Life is Strange, and
I love Easter eggs.
And it's, I don't know, it's kind of like from what I heard, like an interactive drama, kind of like similar to like Telltale games. So
right,
you have like a depressive mom, and a father can't really deal with that, and then you have this like little boy who imagine things, kind of like what a little boy would do in a situation like this. Play around with his toys and make up stories.
Imagination.
So,
what?
Thank God you said toys.
Yeah.
Play around with his guns. Shit. All right. Well, I think that about does it for the news, guys. Except for the wild and wacky news from the land of Sasquatch Nugget. What do you got? Give us some weird shit.
Near and dear to my heart. And it's weird. I mean, it doesn't get any weirder than this. So you guys know me. I'm a huge Reese Cup fan. Like, if a Reese Cup fan is still, I will refund it. I will return it. I'll take one bite, and if it's dry or it has the white stuff on the chocolate, I'm done. I usually only buy Reese Cups during holiday seasons because they just made it for that season. They didn't. It's not last Valentine's Day that you're getting that Reese Cup. So in the news today, oh man, dude opened his Reese Cup, took a bite, and there was no peanut butter.
What? Sweet. That's the best part.
Yeah. I was like, what?
I hate peanut butter.
Oh, get the fuck out.
Hollow chocolate.
It was hollow chocolate. So, instead of making a big rant about it, he just went on with it, I guess. And he put it on Reddit. He wanted to see if it had happened to anybody else. And so people were commenting like, you need to send it to Reese's. You need to send it to Reese's. And then other people like, this is a ploy for Reese's. This is a ploy for Reese's.
It's the golden ticket.
Yeah, so he posts it on Reddit, and his thing says, yo, Reese, what gives? Where's my peanut butter? April Fool's was almost 2 weeks ago. So he gets a reply from Reese's in a package that they sent to him, full of Reese cups, different, like white chocolate, dark chocolate, everything. He's got a whole picture of it up here. You can't see, but if you want to look at the story, just Google Reese sends care package demand. So they put a card in his package, and it says, sometimes we like to remind people that you have the need for both chocolate and peanut butter together to have this perfect candy. This was one of these times, and you were the unlucky person who got our Reese cups with just chocolate. So now that that's out of the way, we've sent you peanut butter and chocolate, the greatest. And Reddit just went on fire saying, told you it was a ploy. What's $1 Reese cup? I do put a picture on there, and now they're getting hundreds of $1,000s in responses and advertisement from what they've done. Wow. So everybody's on the fence. I think it was an honest mistake.
Because people and they're playing it up.
Yeah. So, but I just thought it was hilarious. The card that they sent him was the funniest part about it. Like, they want to remind people that you need both chocolate and peanut butter together for the perfect candy. And you were the unlucky one.
They have, I'd say that was a fuck up on their part, and they use social media or whatever to make that a plus. Hey, look, it was a game.
You know, honestly, I think too, like, I think it's hilarious. And, you know, I don't think that Reese's, like the people who make the Reese cups, do they really need advertisement like that? I don't think so. I mean, everybody knows what it is. They have enough money. So I think it was what you guys said. It's just an honest mistake. Hilarious, though. And I think the dude has a little supply now. So
well played, awesome. Reese cup.
Yeah.
Well played. All right. Anybody got anything else?
That is it.
All right. 10 o'clock, 10:30 Tuesday next week.
Sounds good to me, guys. Thanks to everybody who stopped by and had a little bit of banter in the chat there. We appreciate it. AJ,
peanut butter. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for episode 3 of the Red Eye Gamers podcast. You can find us during the week. The podcast you can find on Anchor, Stitcher, Google Podcast, iTunes, pretty much anywhere you go to get your podcast. And you can find Pascal at P42C4L on Twitter during the week. Sasquatch Nugget at Sasquatch Nugget. I'm at WestmanY2K. We done. I'm going to be streaming in a few minutes after this. But until then, yeah, see y'all next week. Peace out.
Later, guys.